It don't. It don't go down.
Robert, it goes down.
No, it don't.
It do go down.
Oh,
I have a screenshot here of the completed tier list. One thing that really stood out to me, like the major differences between my tier list and the main man's. First off, let's say this. Let's say this. When I did 100% guaranteed, I tried to limit the amount of characters that I put on the base roster because this is something that everyone is forgetting. Every Tekken game, they add 4 to 5 to 6 brand new characters. By default, those 6 characters is going to take the spot of someone else. Another thing we have to think about too right off the bat is how many characters will be on that roster. Tekken 7 was 36 at this time it came to consoles. I do not think they're going to do 36 again. I've been saying like 24, 28. I feel like the highest they'll go is probably 32. But that's what I think, 24 to 32. And the reason why I feel that way is because of DLC. They added like 15 characters and the roster got bloated and it was just out of control. So if you start off with a lower base roster, you can add in more characters or you can add in characters without it being bloated. So there's a lot of things to factor when you're talking about Tekken 8 and how the roster size will be, and then also new characters. But in my tier list, I said Dragunov will probably be DLC. And I know a lot of people were surprised by that, but the reason why I think Dragunov could be DLC is because of people are going to be so much smarter with the DLC they buy. Like, let's look at Main Man Sui's base roster or DLC. He puts Fakaram, Lita, Armor King, Anna, Marduk, and Julia. That's 6 characters that was already DLC in Tekken 7. They will not sell 6 DLCs from Tekken 7 in Tekken 8 all over again. That's one thing that I was taking into account in my tier list. They're just not going to sell us 6 characters all over again. And as a result, they're going to have to either put a character like Anna, base roster, Marduk, base roster, Julia, base roster. And then they're going to have to take people who are usually base roster off. Leo, Dragunov, Bob, which is kind of interesting. Where is Bob on Main Man's tier list? Bob, base roster, guaranteed. I think Bob could be taken down. Leo. If DLC wasn't a part of the discussion, I think the roster that Main Man Sweet has here is like 100%. But you know they're going to try and sell characters. And like I said, you can't sell the same DLC twice. Katarina is another character that wow, Main Man Sweet put Master Raven in 70% and Shahid in 70%. Now I know when I did my tier list, I put Shahid down in no. I was like, nope, that character's gone. And a lot of people were saying, well, you talked about diversity with Leroy, Armor King, Master Raven, Eddie, stuff like that. But then Shahid, you dropped him down. And the reason why I did that, I dropped Shahid, is one, because he's not that popular. Everyone talks trash about that character all the time. And I said no because I think they will put someone else in his place. They will create a new character. Everyone talks about giving Pakistan a character. I think that's possibly what they can do. I think they'll have Gigas as DLC before they have Armor King as DLC. Or wow, he didn't even put Lita on the base roster. And I know this section says base roster or DLC, but here's the thing too. Going back to the size of the base roster. So this top row is 11 characters. That's 22 if you count Lita and everyone to Leroy Smith. And then 23, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 28 characters Main Man Sweet has in guaranteed base roster. So if they add in 4 new characters, brand new, like Zoe and stuff like that, that would be 32, which is fine. That is a solid base roster. But like I said, you can't sell Lee as a DLC twice, Fakaram, all these characters. Heihachi is DLC, I think that's very likely. Kunimitsu is DLC, not really. I think she's base roster. Kazumi could be DLC, I can see that as well. It's fascinating that he put both bears on the base roster. I don't know if they'll do that again. Honestly, see, here's the thing, right? I'm okay with them putting both King and Armor King, Nina and Anna, and honestly both bears to a certain degree, but at the same time, it's so many characters layered on top of each other. And oh, and something that I realized too, this is only Tekken 7. Main Man Sweet didn't do a tier list with every character. Like my tier list, I went all the way back to Tag 2 and I got every character. Main Man Sweet only has Tekken 7. So that's even more characters that you don't have here, like Bruce, Jun Kazama. I'm pretty sure he probably mentioned those characters throughout the 40-minute video, but looking at this screenshot, you could only wonder where they would be placed. He said Josie is more popular than Bruce, which I 100% believe and agree with, but also he said the move list of Bruce pretty much is split between Josie and Fakuram. The thing is, if you put Bruce back into the story, you're getting rid of Josie, which is a very popular character, and then you're kind of going to have Fakuram, which will operate as a clone in a sense. Like, that's the thing with Harada and Michael Murray. They really muddied up the roster so much, and you have a lot of clones, you have a lot of characters. And I know when I say clone, people say, oh, they're not a clone, they're just this or they're just that. But when I say clone, I mean they have any kind of resemblance, any kind of similarities. Over 1, 2, 3, 4 moves, and it's key moves like combos and stuff like that. That's when the characters start looking alike, you know? And I wonder when they will put an end to all of that. Yeah, other than Dragunov, Josie, the whole base roster or DLC role, that's really what I kind of disagree with Main Man Sweet. And I say disagree respectfully, because it's not, I'm never trying to say that my opinion is right and his is wrong or anything. When I do a reaction, I just like to compare and contrast, because that's probably what the developers do. When the developers see these tier lists and things like that, they probably look at all of them and it probably factors somewhat into the mindset, right? I'm not saying 100, but probably like 5-10%. The main thing is, I don't think they can sell DLC twice. Only people who are playing those characters right now will buy them twice. And that's kind of my point. But yeah, I just want to talk about this, give a quick little just spitfire thoughts about this, because I think it's very interesting how everyone's doing this now, and we get to see different perspectives, different regions, different people talk about the same topic. But that's going to be it. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.